like to thank the organizers for giving us the opportunity to present the European Lead Factory. So you might have heard of this, and the reason why I'm here is I want to get the field of NTDs more involved in the European Lead Factory. So like David, I'm going to be flying out at 6:30 because my flight is leaving from Heathrow at 8. So visit our website if you're interested, because I won't be here to answer any of your questions. So what do we do at the European Lead Factory? So we want to fill a gap or bridge a gap that we think exists or that exists within the research value chain. So what you see here is a typical drug research value chain where it takes about 15 years to get from a target in the lab of an academic to actually phase 3 and registration. And what we see is that a lot of academics and SMEs do have interesting ideas, they have druggable targets, but find it hard to make that jump to high quality hit compounds. And this is where we're actually operating. So what we do is we fund and actually execute high throughput screening. And not just that, we do more. We do selectivity, deselection, medicinal chemistry, all that, and provide the academics and SMEs who came up with the assay with the results. So like I said, it's a collaborative project. We're throughout Europe, hence the name, the European Lead Factory. And we're busy now for 3 years. And what we've done, we've built two assets, two important assets. So the first one is the Joint European Compound Library, or the JECL as we like to call it. I'm not going to spend that much time on it, but it's sort of the core of our project. And the other asset that we've built is the European Screening Center, and this is more the focus of my talk today. So the Joint European Compound Library is quite something. So what we've done at the start of our project is we asked our pharma partners in the consortia to provide us with a subset of the proprietary compound collection. So we have 7 pharma partners, and we said, give our EU compounds to us and share them with the community, share them with academics and SMEs, but also amongst each other. And altogether, they've provided over 300,000 compounds, so quite a bit. And in addition to that, while the project is running, we're continuously adding more compounds to this library. And by 2017, we hope to have about 500,000 compounds. And these new compounds come from academics again, and they're synthesized by our public partners in the consortia, and explore sort of the new chemical space, 3D structures, things that we think are missing from the standard compound libraries. Then the European Screening Center. So it's got everything that a normal high throughput screening facility in a pharma company would have. So the compound logistics, hit triaging, medicinal chemistry we do, and of course the robotics for high throughput screening as well. And the drug targets that we need from the public. So the academics and the SMEs that have the great ideas, they have the drug targets and want to do screening on them, but just don't have the facilities to do this. We have them, and we'd like to do them for you. So this is all made possible by all the partners here, and there are too many to mention. As I said, the pharma partners were funded by the Innovative Medicine Initiative. And you see on the right the public compound consortia, and on the left the European Screening Center. So we'd like to call this sort of a large-scale controlled experiment. So I think this has never been done before, and this is why we call it an experiment, and we're so far quite happy with the results. And so first of all, we have shared use, and this is shared use of these compounds, and this is really something that hasn't been done before. So pharma companies sharing their compound, screening on their competitors' compound set, but also giving academics and SMEs access to their compounds. Quite something. We do crowdsourcing, not just for biological targets, but also for chemistry. We're looking for novel ideas for compounds. We offer the opportunity to partner. So if you have an interesting idea and a target, and we do the screening for you, at the end, if you feel comfortable, you can step up to the pharma partners and offer your program and get into licensing discussions. So we're sort of building on collaborations while we are doing this. And of course, in the end, it's all about value. We want to generate drugs in the clinic at the end. Not just great science, also drugs that we need to deliver. So quickly, in a nutshell, what we've been doing the last 3 years. So in 2013 we started. We got all the compounds from the pharma partners, and half a year later we started screening, and we haven't stopped since. And I think right now in 2016 we just hit a couple of nice milestones. So we have over 400,000 compounds now in our library. So we've added an additional 100,000 compounds to our library. And another nice milestone, I think, is the first patent has been filed. And this is a patent derived from a target screened by us. The results were handed back to an academic in this case. He worked on this, progressed this program a bit further, and when he found it was time to patent it, he did. And I think this is really showing that we're already generating value. We also have quite a lot of licensing discussions going on at the moment, and we're quite excited to see what will come out of that. But I'm not just going to talk about what we've done so far. I'm basically here to crowdsource and drug targets, and particularly in the field of neglected tropical disease, because we think we have great opportunities for this area of research. So what would it look like, or how would that work? Let's say you're an academic or somebody you know who's been working on a protein, an interesting druggable target, and you have an assay, but you don't have the means to screen it. Maybe you've screened a small library, but this would be the ideal time to step up to the European lead factory and say, well, I have this, it looks good, it's solid, it's innovative, can you do something with this? And once you've been accepted into the European lead factory, you'll, together with the scientists from the European Screening Center, you'll enter into a program team and start building your program and make a program plan, which in the end will lead to a qualified hit list. So besides primary screening, like I said, we do deselection, selectivity, additional medicinal chemistry. You can determine what kind of scaffolds you don't want or do want. In the end, that will lead to a qualified hit list. So this is up to 50 compounds that you get the exclusive rights for 3 years to work on. They will go back to you. So from there, we take it over. We take it into the European Screening Center, where we will do the screening. We'll get a primary hit list. We'll do additional assays. We'll do hit validation. Of course, we need compound clearance. It might be, like David was saying, that some of the compounds are involved in different programs. But in the end, you'll get your qualified hit list with up to 50 compounds. They will be handed back to you. And there you have sort of a point where you can say, I want to work on this myself. You can also collaborate with third parties if you want. But you can also continue collaborating with the European lead factory into what we call the improved hit list phase. So where we start shaping your program together with you. So we can do crystallography, we can do biological assays, all collaborating with you. So target proposal criteria, I'll just quickly go through this. So we need, of course, quality. The science needs to be good. We want innovation, so new targets, or targets that already are known, but will produce new chemistry. Disease relevance, well, of course, every disease is relevant, but some diseases already have plenty of drugs on the market. We don't want to invest in that. And a diversity in portfolio, and this is also a reason why I'm here. We have quite a lot of number of programs in oncology, some infectious diseases, less in NTDs, and we'd like to get that more. It needs to be technical feasible, transferable to HTS. This is something we do, but it needs to be within a time frame that is feasible also for you. And it needs to be different from any of the other targets that we're screening in the European lead factory, meaning that we offer exclusivity. If you enter into the European lead factory with a target protein, nobody else will be screening on that protein within the European lead factory. We don't want to be investing in a program twice. The target needs to be defined. We cannot do phenotypic screening yet. I think in the future we're really looking into this and something we want to move towards. But at the moment it's target-based. We can do cellular assays, also whole organisms, but no phenotypic screens, unfortunately. So some statistics. So therapeutic area, like I said, we have a rather large a number of oncology targets, but I don't think this is surprising looking at the scientific field. And as I mentioned, some infectious diseases, and in blue you see 7% of our portfolio, so this is around 60 programs currently, is NTDs. Also interesting is the target types. We have a lot of enzymes, but only 4 kinases. And I think if you look at a typical portfolio of any pharmaceutical company, that kinases would be the main thing that they're screening on. The 80% is the protein-protein interactions. This is something that pharma partners usually don't burn their hands on. We like to do this stuff. We like to do novel things, and we welcome you to also bring these novel ideas to us. So, like I said, we do some work in NTDs, but not enough. I was happy to see and happy to hear that earlier this year, a program of Raymond Pierce, who was talking earlier, was accepted. We have dengue, Chagas, and we also feel that we have a social responsibility. And this is the reason why we're signing a new project agreement currently. And this includes a waiver for milestone payment for NTDs. So I think we, as a European lead factory, find it important that we get drugs to the clinic, also for NTDs, in particular for NTDs. So that leaves me, I think, well within time, with the message: submit your target proposal. Searching your network, I think we have great opportunities, and I went really quickly through this. We have great opportunities. Check our website. We have some animations on YouTube, or contact me directly.